I think this is gonna work instead. So I got a little thing on. So okay, I'm gonna try another live stream here. Try again. I got the phone. It was nobody, and yeah, I'm not gonna recommend this app. I mean, granted, I do have very shitty internet at home. Yes. Remember, you have to remember that technology hates me. Technology, with its every bane of existence, hates me. So let me try something here. Gonna try like some wide angle shot stuff here. So no, well, okay. See, the problem was now, granted, it's $300 equipment. Yeah, it's gonna work, but there's already good enough equipment that I told you about. The blue microphones, the blue Yeti, the blue Raspberry, the Snowball mic, even that was already good stuff enough. I mean, a lot of uh, professional YouTubers use the blue mics. So yeah, I don't know why I needed to overpay from what professionals already use. So do you have it? Have a blue mic? No, I don't have a blue mic because um, it was out of my price range. This is what I usually use for my mic. It's a Zach mic. It's okay-ish, but there's not a lot of. Well, this is I have a little lens widener. So if I put this on, it widens the lens. So is it still blurry? Well, do they say? No, they do. Again, I need a job. I need to rob a bank. So I do have an interview tomorrow going. I had one at Target today, but that's for like seasonal and part-time stuff, and this will be a full-time job. Um okay, barely. I'm making 10.60 an hour, and I'm only getting 14 hours a week. That's barely a job. I don't have a good enough nest egg um, to help myself out here. So maybe that works. Yeah, the lighting is kind of weirdish. So my main thing here right now is finding a way. So I know that Major League Cast is on here. So let me hold on, take a picture here to show people that I'm live because I only have 2 people watching. Wait. Oh crap. Wow, that's bad. I mean, it's barely enough hours to get by. I mean, what was it last? You know this last week. I barely made my payments for my um student loan for one of the companies I have was my student loan. So it's a little bit different. I need good work, really. Hold on. Trying to get the word out that I'm live and finally going. It's not a complete mess right now. I mean, it's a mess, but just slightly less of a mess. But that's how it always goes here at the Natal Ranch, live on YouTube. Not yogurt, YouTube. Anyways, so my hat of the day, I was talked about my t-shirt. My hat of the day is, if you can see, my presidential library for Abraham Lincoln, the museum and the library. It's my dad hat. It's kind of a charcoal gray. His signature is embroidered in puffed 3D stitching and gold outlining, which is really cool. And then the background is the presidential seal, and really nothing on the back. But on the back there is a little profile like you see on the penny of Lincoln on the buckle. So that's what I'm wearing today, primarily because a little bit of like a historical humor here with I'm not going to go too deep into it, but with the announcement yesterday from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi of California about impeachment inquiries. She went on to say that, no president is above the law. Well, and then I'm like, Lincoln kind of went above the law technically. He broke the Constitution a few times, so it was a little interesting for him. Now, granted, the country was at a civil war standpoint, and it was a different circumstance. But yeah, Lincoln broke the Constitution a few times in order to, help the Union win. So when she's like, no president's above the law, I'm like, well, one of our greatest presidents kind of did. But granted, it was a special circumvented situation there. So that's why I'm wearing my hat for that. Well, I'm explaining why I'm wearing this hat today. Because the kind of purpose to wear. Most of the time, I try to make a purpose of wearing a hat for a day. So that's why. So I'm giving my background, and look at that. Major League Hats is already on the publicity train here. Fantastic. So we got two people here. So it's not focusing. Oh, and I'm gonna take the lens off. Is that better? Let me work on the lighting a bit. That better-ish? No, hold on. I don't usually use this camera. So, of course, it's not focused. Is it better now? I'm sure it's not because, again, I don't have good technology because, everything hates me. I've been drinking all day. You would be clear. Oh, if. LOL. Don't drink so much. Not good for you. I'm drinking Gatorade right now. The one I got off the shelf. If I'm just saying, in general, drinking a lot is bad. I actually did buzz myself a bit a few weeks ago, so it had been a while. So I was waiting to see who else would be on here other than Major League Cats giving me crap about stuff to talk about my main thing about what I wanted to talk about in this video, but I guess with 3 people now, 1 being Major League Cats and 2 being mystery people. Now there's 2 people, so fantastic. Yeah, whoever in charge of my publicity and marketing, I need to fire them. They need to I need to find someone else for marketing because this is bad. Yo, Red Fan Florida, what is up? How's it going? Glad someone else is on here. Maybe someone with common sense is around here. Welcome, fantastic. Oh, did I give a jab to Major League Cats? Oh, I didn't notice that. I'm gonna put my phone on mute here. So I guess I'll get into my main. So yesterday I wanted to just record myself doing this video, and they kept getting interrupted while I was making dinner. And then I figured today I'd test out the using the app on my phone for mobile streaming, and it didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. So we're here. Okay. Well, actually, I mean, I lost this past week by a little bit, but I think Major League Cats, you lost by quite a lot. Let's check the scores here. So this week I'm up against Team Massini, Phil, my tuba boy from high school. I don't know what comment that's on here. So let's see how well Major League Cats did last week. Let's just look at last week. Week 3, yeah, I lost by maybe 9 points, and Major League Cats lost. Yeah, it's only week two. We only finished week 3. You know, comparing 2-1 and 1-2. I mean, if it was 3-0 and 0-3, I could see making a comparison, but it's still pretty early in the week in the season, so I wouldn't get too cocky. So I've been trying to do the trades for Philip Lindsay and have been working. That your excuse for no. No, I'm just gonna kick your ass, Major League Cats. It's gonna be just enjoyable. So again, I wanted to talk about my 22 fitted Cubs hats here, as well as my 5 or so non-Cubs fitted 5950 hats of the baseball season. Big thing of hair I need to get rid of. Actually, there's one snapback with my Cubs hats here. The one Cubs snapback that I have is this World Series ceremony parade hat, and that's the lawnmower. Let me know if that's too loud. Johnny G, what is up? Okay, it's gonna be too loud. So this is my only Cubs snapback. As much as I like snapbacks, I don't usually get baseball snapbacks just because it doesn't feel like a baseball thing for snapbacks. But this is my one Cubs snapback. But otherwise, I needed to find a way to store my 22 flat brim Cubs hats. Hold on. So, Johnny G, good day. So I'm trying to figure out, a good way to store all of these, and I figured I'd get one of those like big tubs that you fit under your bed and store them there. And I went to Target. I'm like, okay, and I was wearing one of the hats, and just figured, okay, put it in the bin and see how it fits. And long story short, it won't. I need to find a bin that is at least 16 and 3/4 inches wide to fit 2 hats next to each other, and then still be able to put more behind it. Okay. We'll talk about baseball teams in a bit here. Talking hats, anyways. So there was a bin that was like 17 inches wide at Walmart, but it was a little on the pricey side. Yeah, for Walmart, and it also came in a pack of 2, and I need 1. So mean, I could use the other bin for storage, but just trying to find one bin to store all of these in, because I want to keep my Cubs hats separate. Granted, I do have these shoe boxes, and I have 3 actually. That let me set them up here. I usually set them up where I have the bottom bin is for hats that, I mean, these are for flat brim. Bottom bin is for hats I know I'm not going to wear like on an everyday basis, like my history hat or my Mountain Dew hat or my wool hat. The second bin here, let me re-angle it, is for off-season non-Chicago hats. So like right now I have a lot of my hockey hats and some basketball hats, and before I had some of my NFL hats here. Trying to catch up on the comments here. Okay, Major League Cats is making some sort of joke. And so the one bin is for off-season non-Chicago sports teams, and then the top bin is for Chicago off-season sports teams. So like right now, so like during the summertime, I'm not going to be wearing a Blackhawks hat or Bears hat or Bulls hat every day because they're not in season. I will wear one, on occasion. But this is how I store my hats, and I mean I will be able to, once I take out all of the hockey hats and basketball hats, put them up on the first shelf in the closet up there. Then I will be able to move the these non-Chicago Cubs 5950 hats in here. It'll be all good. But I still got 22 Cubs hats to fill in. So, and these only hold up to about 8 to 11, depending on how you squish them in. If you want to like really squish them in, you can get about 11. But if you want, decent comfortability with your hats, if you want your hats to feel comfortable, about 8 is okay. Let's see, right now in my non-Chicago, so with all my hockey hats here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hats in this bin, and there could be like room for like, if I push it back like 1, maybe 2 more. So wondering if anyone, knows where to get a bin that's wide enough to fit 2 rows of flat brim 5950, 950 hats. I did call the Container Store. Let me switch up hats here, and I just haven't gotten in yet. I've been trying to go in, but been having interviews recently, and it's just a bit of a hike out there to get to the nearest Container Store. So if I'm really gonna get one, then I'll interesting, then get go out there. I'm keeping up with some of my Facebook activity here and my political activity. So we'll see how. Well, good for him. Let's check on the comments here. Let's see. It's an awesome place. Might pick up the NBA tip-off hats. Okay. Hatter, you just lost your fan card. Why did I lose my fan card here? I don't know what kind of authority you have that wasn't God given to you. I need to pick up San Jose Sharks hat soon. Yeah, Sharks hat. I would recommend to get because it's just a pretty good standard NHL hat. The black and teal. Where did mine go? The one that I have is a 5950, and it's a pretty cool one. Got the shark Got navy brim, or not navy, teal brim. It's different. It's a little bit darker on camera than it is in person. So in person, it's a little bit lighter than this actually. And then the back is the NHL shield in um, same teal turquoise. Anyone? Would you say this is teal or turquoise? But no, it's like a really cool hat. It's like one of the top 10 logos in NHL, and the team came into being in 1991 or 93. I want to say 91. Teal, okay, teal, okay. Um, Thinking of a Braves postseason hat. Um, you could go for it. I usually don't get postseason hats. The only one that I know I have it here, is this one from the Cubs 2016 postseason. And the only reason why I have it is because it's a part of the 8 hats that were, used by players for the 2016 postseason and World Series run. Um, there's 8 of them, and uh, I have all but one of the 2016 World Series hats. Read comments, header, read. I've got one NHL hat, the Lightning. It's a good one. Is it all like blue with the white logo? Any new pickups? No new pickups, but when I'm done here, I will put up on Instagram. I'm going back to Concordia Friday for a concert with one of my friends, Sean from Concordia, and I'm gonna go to the bookstore because I have a Barnes and Noble gift card to still use up, and the bookstore is sponsored by Barnes and Noble at Concordia, so I'll go pick up a hat. But not really sure which hat I want to get. I have um, this Concordia hat and very very nice sweat marks here. So this is one of the 2 hats that always stays up on the hat wall. It's always designated. The other spot is always for my presidential hat. I have drying up here because I was trying to clean it off the under brim. And Harley is here. Welcome. So busy lately. What have you been up to? Like to hear that. Like to hear what you've been up to, saving the world or not. I will not be picking up the logo elements hats this year, the 2.0 ones. I mean, there might be one that's like, okay, maybe I may be interested, but for me, I'm not a huge all black or just solid black hat kind of person, um, unless there's like an exception, like Cubs hat or my charcoal hat that I had out earlier, my Lincoln hat. I don't think. Oh, I have a Germany hat and a NASA hat that's all black. Um, Vegas all black, but I don't usually do black hats like that. Just my color palette. Like Major League Hats doesn't always do red hats, I think, or maybe I'm wrong. I know that there's one color. I know he doesn't do white as much because it can get dirty, which is a pretty valid point. Except for his Giants, San Francisco Giants Father's Day hat, his son and his wife gave to him. It's like one of his only white hats he wears. So I'm not really a huge black hat person. What was I saying before? So new pickups. Oh yeah, so new pickups. Going to Concordia this Friday to get a new hat, and I'll be putting up on Instagram, kind of like a poll of like what other people like from what I'm looking at, and he owes me. Yeah, okay, well that's nice. So I'll be getting a Concordia hat this Friday, so that'll be my newest pickup. Mainly because I have my gift card to use up. That I haven't used this gift card since I graduated. Sean actually gave this to me. We went and saw Star Wars episode 8, I think it was, that came out. And he gave this to me, graduating in December, and haven't used it up. So I'm gonna finally use it now for that purpose. 3D look, James, school. Harley, what is, if you may disclose, interested? What school do you go to, and what's your major? I'd be interested in that. So let's see here. I'm feeling a hat switch here. I like to switch up hats here every once in a while, Okay, actually, yeah, okay. So speaking of college, I'll go with my Illini hat. Not history. What do you mean not history? History is amazing. History. I mean, I could break up my history hat if you want, and do that instead. This is my history hat that I made myself. It's a logo. It's like a book. It's like the American flag and 13 stars, and on the text there, it's in Roman numerals 1776. Major is to sell coke and collect hats. Coke was Coke. Nice. Mississippi State, majoring in business administration. Nice. Mississippi State. I was at one point actually tempted to get one of their hats only because of the women's basketball team. Because I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, that their Mississippi State was playing UConn in the Final Four, and of course that was when oh, UConn's going to win everything, and it's like I'm like, no, I got a feeling with Mississippi State here, and I mean they're also like a maroon colored school, and their school colors and the same colors as Concordia, kind of, so kind of a variation. So it's like that dark red, burgundy, maroon look. I like those kind of colors. So yes, and I see Major League Hats here says "Go Gators," of course, and "Go Razorbacks." Razorbacks. I know Dandy Knight isn't here, but Major League Hats has adopted the University of Arkansas Razorbacks as his new favorite football team for college sports. And if he wants me to correct me at any point here, fine. But it not a secret, but I just don't promote it as much. But my family, well, primarily my dad and brother, we root for Arkansas as well. And ever since, because my dad, when he was little, his grandparents got him a free shirt or gave him a shirt from University of Arkansas when they lived out there. So ever since the 60s or the 70s, my dad's been a fan of Arkansas. So I do have two. I have a hat for Arkansas, and I have a piece of headwear for Arkansas. So I might as well show them off now while I'm here. So give me a second. I have them here. So let me show off the hat, and let's see here. Professor Bandwagon. No, this is not a bandwagon thing. We've been, saying "Soo-wee, pig, 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 go Arkansas" for a few years now in my family. So I mean, I'm not a bandwagon. I mean, am I a huge fan of Arkansas? I mean, it's not like being like my fandom for Illini or other colleges, but there's a lot of colleges to root for, so it's fine. You can have as many as you want. And so for me, for Arkansas hats, I need to get a newer one, but the ones that we have in the house are this. I don't know if it's forwards or not, or backwards mirrored. It's National Champs Arkansas 1994 when they won the NCAA men's basketball title, and red brim, kind of a old style snapback with a red eyelets. It's not necessarily white, but kind of like an egg white, like a cream color almost. And on the back, you got like a double snaps, and on the bottom, green brim. And I'm trying to look for the info here. if it's if it's made in the USA, and I feel like the tag is now gone. Trying to find it, and pretty sure that used to be the tag. So we may never know. Yeah, very old style 90s hat. To answer Johnny G, I have 156 hats in the collection, and I've been trying to do a video of ha ha ha. I've been trying to do a video where I talk about my intricate spreadsheet of how I organize my hat collection, and look into like the stats about my hat collection, and like look at the stats of my hat diversity. Um, and I've been trying to do that, but I don't have, excuse me, I don't get good takes. That's the problem. I record it. It's like, I should have fixed that and that. So it's been an ongoing thing. So soon I will be getting that out. So as of now, the bandwagon's probably really empty. So the official collection count is at 156 right now, but there's like a few hats that were part of my collection at one point that I still have, but they don't count in my collection, and there's only 3 of them. And then like my winter hats, or as some people would call them, beanies or toques, they're winter hats. I don't count those in my collection unless it's my grandpa hat that I count in my collection. So that video will come out soon-ish, in the next, however, TBD, to be determined. Let's comments here. Sounds like it's raining outside. Weird. But it's blue skies. Yes, I am not. I do not have particular interest into wrestling or autographed cards. I know that that's kind of a thing for most other people, and when it's their time to have the stage and talk about that stuff, then exactly, then they get their time to talk, and I just kind of sit back and wait until there's a topic of relevancy that I can contribute to. But if it's like a thing about wrestling or autographed cards, and I'm like, I got nothing to contribute, so I'll just stick behind here. I saw World Series predictions. Where is it? Where to go? Oh, is it up there? No, I'm losing my hats here. Because I have the one hat here. You could say I'm distracted. Where did it go? Fascinating. I had a few hats here already, and I've lost. Oh wait, no, there they are. I think that the Braves could go pretty far with their World Series. Collect coins. I actually used to collect state quarters, and then they were done making state quarters, so it's like, okay, I'm done. So that was my only other like collection. World Series predictions. I could see the Braves or the Dodgers getting the World Series and possibly playing the Yankees. I would rather want to see like Houston go back to the World Series, because that was my original one of my original predictions. Beginning of the season, either the Cubs or the Astros would win the World Series. So that's part of my prediction. But of course, Major League Hats had changed his predictions. So if he can change his predictions, I think I can change mine as well. So I think there's kind of like some fluidity. You have to adapt to the standings as they show. Trying to look, that's a big bug on the window there. So yes, I get very easily distracted. I'm surprised I haven't been tested for ADHD or anything like that. I'm gonna change one team. Do the opposite of what Hatter says. Okay, so been wearing this Arkansas hat for a bit. I want to show you my other thing from Arkansas. So this is not a hat, but it is considered headwear. And my dad has had this hat or this headwear since 1987 or 89. And I need to go through some of the picture books that we have, the family photo albums, and find the picture of where I'm wearing this as a little kid. But the other piece of headwear that we have for Arkansas is this helmet. So it's a plastic helmet, and it's a big pig. It's a big razorback. So this is my two things I have for to support Arkansas. This one hat and this one helmet. So J38, what's up? How's it going? So yeah, my dad got this from two of his friends. And they got this for him at a yard sale in Wisconsin, and we've had this in the family ever since. This is Johnny G. This is a University of Arkansas Razorback helmet, you could say. Gotta clean that out a bit. The foam is kind of gone on this one side of the helmet here, and yeah, it's because otherwise they would sit like on your head like this, but because foam on this side, there's like an echoey effect right now. So J38 giving Professor Bandwagon a fun time. He switched to college football teams again. I mean, I'm not always rooting for like the number one teams in the country. I mean, Georgia, I do root for here and there because it's the Bulldogs, and Bulldogs are a big thing in our house. And my dad has rooted for the Bulldogs also for a long time. So definitely not a 5950 hat. I mean, it is fitted technically. There's no way to adjust it. This is technically a fitted hat. So, but there's no New Era flag. I mean, this was also back in the day when they didn't put New Era flags on the side of the hat. So, yeah, we'll see how much longer I'll keep this on. How many times can we get Harry to change who he's rooting for? We'll see here. What else? So let me. So originally, I know I got a few guys back on here. There's a 6960. Yeah. So this is my way of showing Arkansas support. So we pig, oink, oink. So yeah. So, but I am looking at getting a better Arkansas hat. I'm looking at a few on Fanatics right now. And let's see here. Changing hats. What should I wear right now? Speaking of colleges, let's put on an NIU hat. So for most of you, I know I talked with some Reds fan in Florida and Wig and Major League Cast was here. So I am right now. So it's probably going to happen that it might happen that the Cubs might not make the postseason, which would be really unfortunate, really heartbreaking. But either way, no matter when their season ends, I have to find a way to store my 22 flat brim hats. Missing one here, actually two. But anyways, so I've been trying to find a storage container that you put under the bed, and it's like a snap and lock cover. And jumping on the Braves bandwagon. I'm talking that about in a minute there. So I'm looking like a better way to store 22 of these flat brim hats because there's one snapback in here. But otherwise, these are 950 or 5950 hats. So I can't necessarily use one of these shoe boxes because that can only fit like 8 to 12. I could get two of them, but these are already $10 a piece. So to spend $20 when I could spend like maybe just $7 to $10 on a big, wider box that can fit under the bed, that'd be nice. And besides, I want to like keep these all together. I don't want to really separate them. And a garbage can would do. I actually put up, I asked this 5950 group on Facebook, how to store hats like these in those boxes. And I got a few people that said dumpster or the garbage can. So you're kind of late on that joke. So doesn't really favorite brand of sneakers. New Era. I mean, I really don't care about my shoes. Um, New Balance, New Balance shoes. That's what I have here. Um, so I'm not too picky about my shoes as long as they get me from point A to point B. So that's all I really care about with shoes. Header going to block me or time me out. Actually, no, I'm not gonna satellite toe touch sterile. Okay, J38, thank you for that. Because I'm looking, because two of these having the hats next to each other is about 16 and 3/4 inch wide. So I need to find a bin that's about 17 inches wide. So that's what I'm primarily looking for. Trying to catch up here. New Air Max. Yeah. Yeah, I said New Era shoes, but it's New Balance. Um, let's see here. So no, Major League Cast, I won't put you on timeout, or I'm not going to block you because I'm into civic engagement and politics. I mean, even though it's local stuff, I can't be at a meeting and mute someone in real life. I can't do that. That's mean. So I'm not going to do it on. If I can't do it in real life, then why should I be able to do it on YouTube or Facebook, etc. So I don't usually. I mean, I don't block people at all. So New Balance are good running sneakers, by the way. Good to know. I need some new ones because they're getting holes in them, starting to, and I need stuff for just running around and stuff. Let's see here. All right, just caught up there. So I need to find like a bigger box for all of these. I have. Wait. I got a lot of hats here to pick up with my arms. About 8 of these curved brim Cubs hats, and I have a bag up in the closet already that's designated for curved brim off-season sports hats because the shoe boxes only I put the flat brims in, and then the curved brims I put into a hat bag. I had 4 bags, but one of them went with my brother to Milwaukee. So, because he has a few hats of his own, so it makes sense. So I might get another hat bag, and the hat bags I have aren't the one that you would think. This is what I have. It's just a plain bag. It's not Hat Club. It's not anything fancy. It's just a hat bag. Vans are cheap and comfortable. Good. By the way, you haven't shown up. Steel toe shoes go all the way. I do have steel toe boots for the winter time. Yes, Major League Hats. This podcast is produced by me, and the studio Hatter Studios is under a very very tight budget. So yeah, so I will be storing some of my curved brim Cubs hats and other baseball hats because I do have a White Sox curved brim hat, so 3930. I will be storing them in this bag, and I will put my non-Cubs baseball hats into the box, one of the shoe boxes there. So I got a lot of hats, and I think you need help from Billy. Well, Billy's kind of useless. Yeah, Vans. I don't know about Johnny G. I'm kind of like a basic white guy, you could say. So whatever a basic white guy would wear, that's kind of what I'm at here with my shoe wear. Let's see. Also, I sometimes have done Adidas shoes. How did your how did your mom end up a White Sox fan? Okay, so J38, that is a fantastic story. So, or a question for a fantastic story. So, my mom is very into baseball. She watched a lot of baseball as a kid. She went to a few uh she went to White Sox games with my grandpa Nelson, her dad, because he would get tickets through his company where he worked. I think it was a bank, uh, First American Bank. It was on, yeah, he worked for a Chicago bank, and he would get tickets to the White Sox game. So that's how she became a White Sox fan. Give me a second. I want to move this out of the way. That's warm. And that's why she became a White Sox fan, because she only went to White Sox games. And just catching with the comments here. And then I don't know how it came to be, but her two favorite players are Frank Thomas, Big Hurt of the White Sox, and her other favorite player is Cal Ripken Jr., Baltimore Orioles. I mean, I think everyone was a fan of Cal Ripken Jr. back in the day. So if anyone was alive for that, to see Cal Ripken Jr. play, I'm sure you were also a big fan of him, because I'm sure he's a nice guy. He just seems to be a very glowing individual and very personal with everyone. My dad became a Brewer fan. He was originally a Cubs fan, and he became a Brewer fan because of free stuff. Now, I think most people would tend to become a fan if they got free stuff, I think, especially in this case. Oh, geez. What did, my mom does have a Ryan Sandberg jersey. That is like a retro '90s jersey that she has. It's like one of those pullover jerseys. Um, Gatorade should sponsor. We could talk with them maybe. So my dad became a Brewer fan because of free stuff, and he was, I think, 17 at the time when the Brewers were playing the Yankees back when the Brewers were in the AL. The Brewers were playing the Yankees in the AL playoffs. I don't know if it was the DS or the CS, or even if they had the DS back then. But it was the playoffs, and my dad got tickets up there. He went with a few of his friends to, I think at the time it was still Old County Stadium, and they sat in like the front row, right to the Brewers dugout. And I think it was Raleigh Fingers looked over to them and was like, "Boys look thirsty." Looks to the beer guy walking up and down the aisle, and like, give these boys some beer. They were underaged legally at the time, but they looked like they were of age. So my dad became a Brewer fan because of he got free tickets to a playoff game against the Yankees, and he got free beer from Raleigh Fingers. So I'm not mad about why he is a Brewer fan. I'm just mad that he is a Brewer fan. But I mean, kind of a cool story. Um, so Milwaukee County Stadium, okay. The Department of okay. Must have been 1982. Yeah, it was 82 because my dad graduated in 82. So it was probably either 81 or 82 that my dad became a Brewer fan. Because I don't know when. Because I think Wisconsin was like one of the last states to make drinking the legal age of 21. So that's why. And then he brainwashed my brother and sister to be Brewer fans. My brother is big into Wisconsin. He goes to University of Wisconsin Milwaukee right now. So go Panthers. So he's just a big Wisconsin person. So that's why my parents are the way they are with their fandom. So we are a very, very divided house. And to be honest, my mom became a Cubs bandwagon fan. I'll just put it out like that. And so she's kind of joined on. I mean, she's a baseball fan, but she started as a White Sox fan. And my my grandparents are Cubs fans, and my uncle Eric, who takes me to the games, he has a 14 game season ticket package, is a Cubs fan, and rest of my mom's siblings are White Sox fans. So just imagine if Hatter had 15 people watching, he would. Yeah, no, yeah, good point. All right, I'm just gonna keep around the comments here. Johnny G, thank you for coming in. See, the only one. See, just imagine if Hatter had 15 people watching. Yeah, that'd be hard to catch up with. I don't know how you do it as a professional YouTuber, Major League Hats. I need to take that kind of class uh, to better myself. Let's see. Harley says my mom graduated from Bama, but she converted to Mississippi State fan because I go there. Yeah, I mean, with parents, becoming a fan of, because of the school you go to, I can kind of see that, uh, why that is. But I mean, with my family, literally the biggest school that anyone has gone to in my family is Milwaukee. Milwaukee and actually DePaul. So these are the two big schools that my family has gone to. My uncle Eric went to DePaul and now works for the office of the president at DePaul. And my brother goes to the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. So those are like the big schools that my family has gone to. So there's no like need to like convert for any reason. I almost went to NIU actually, but I went to Concordia. My sister and mom went to Elmhurst. That's where one of my cousin goes right now. My oldest cousin goes to Elmhurst, and my uncle Mark, went for a few, I guess, semesters or for like a little while at U of I, but not really counted. And actually, my cousin Sarah on my dad's side of the family went to ISU. So I got hats and hats for colleges. Blue Demons, yes. So I'm gonna put that hat on now, and it's nice. It's a W Republic. I think that's the name of the brand. Yeah, Republic, NCAA collegiate licensed product, and it is made in Bangladesh. 100% acrylic. It's got the D on the back, and this is the old style Blue Demons. Do you have Northwestern? I got this Northwestern hat. This was actually, I kind of contribute this Northwestern hat to being the kind of the catalyst of my hat collection. This is like once I got this hat from Lids, I'm like, yeah, I want to be a serious hat collector. I want to get more hats. So it's a nice stretch fitted hat from the Top of the World brand. Don't know if you guys have ever heard of that brand. They're pretty good with college hats. Stretch fitted, mesh back. Um, Under brim is purple, and a pretty cool hat. There's a pull hat, the snapback, got the old Blue Demons logo on the front there, red under brim, and yeah, pretty much all to it. Let's see. Supposedly, my dad got a scholarship to. Oh, nice. Yeah. Northwestern's been pretty decent with football lately. Pat Fitzgerald has been a pretty good coach. It's just hard to compete in the Big Ten. We have even how bad Michigan is with Michigan State, Ohio State, of course. F Ohio State forever. Nebraska's getting better now with Scott Frost. Wisconsin is always in the mix. Sometimes Purdue and Iowa are like surprise teams, but yeah, it's hard to compete for the Wildcats in the Big Ten. I do have one more Northwestern hat. I don't know where I threw it to. Give me a second. I don't really see it just yet. Nah, it's okay. Anyway, so I do have another Northwestern hat, and it's a 5950 old wool, like back in the 90s, and it's like all black and purple N on the front. Purdue, yeah. Nebraska has this. J38. How do you say so? Okay, move the recruits. Okay, I can see that. I mean, they're having a good season now, but Nebraska also made it to one Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis a few years ago. I think they played Wisconsin, and I think they lost. Um, Purdue, I will be getting a Purdue hat at some point. Not because I'm a bandwagon fan, but because I'm gonna get a Purdue hat because I want F Ohio State. Thank you, Reds fan Florida. You get an A plus plus for the day. I will be getting a Purdue hat eventually. There's no need to get it right away, but like I said, with my family that has all those colleges that they've gone to, I like to have hats of colleges that family or close friends have gone to. Um, like I actually say here, my Western Michigan hat. This is where my trombone brother Mitchell goes to school, and I wanted to get it because he went to Western Michigan, so I wanted to support him for that reason. Um, but I have a long time family member who went to Purdue. I was told a few years ago when I was in high school that um, by my dad, Jeff, you could be the first male natal because my cousin Sarah went to Illinois State and got her teaching degree from Illinois State. So he said you could be the first male natal to get a college degree, a bachelor's degree. I'm like, oh, that'd be like really cool. Like kind of like a lot of pressure on me, and I kind of felt it, especially in my last 2 semesters at Concordia when I wasn't doing so well. But I graduated from Concordia. And I'm like, hey, I'm the first male natal to get a bachelor's degree. My uncle Lee and my dad both have just associate degrees from Harper. I had that already, and then moved on to a bachelor's. Turns out, Lambert Natal graduated from Purdue with a bachelor's in science of chemistry or biology. I think it was chemistry in 1925, and then went on to Northwestern University to get his doctorate in 1929. So I got to get a hat for cousin Lambert for Purdue. So it's kind of a part of my family history with James, with Uncle James Natal for my grandpa Natal. Um, that was James's son Lambert, who became a doctor in 29 and then died in 1994. Mizzou is my favorite college. I like Mizzou gear. When you show I'm glad you watched it. I mean, Mizzou is kind of a interesting school. I want to root for them, but I know that with Illinois, like there's like that the bragging rights rivalry. So Mizzou is a school I can root for. They had one good year a few years ago, and I think they almost made it to the SEC championship game. But yeah, Mizzou is on my okay list. So so yeah. So just trying to. The whole thing about this video was to get some feedback from you guys about their semi rivalry. Yeah, Mizzou has a bigger rivalry with Kansas, the Civil War rivalry, than Illinois, I would say. But it's always a big deal with Mizzou and Illinois, especially for basketball, the bragging rights games. Like, yeah, we won a game, and kind of like our big non-conference win if we do win the game for the season. So, what else do I have here? What can I put on? What else? Speaking of Illinois, let me put one of those on. Put on the the Illinois hats here that I have. Any other topics we want to talk about? I've been going on for now an hour here, so I can keep going if you guys want to. Actually, I haven't heard from Major League Cats in quite a bit. I think he muted himself. Comes more from St. Louis. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard a lot from Major League Cats in a bit. He went quiet. He timed himself out. He's here! Huzzah! Fantastic. It was such a nice civil discussion we were having without any interruptions or trolling from you. I can't believe I made it through that. Yeah, the Civil War rivalry between Missouri and Kansas. That rivalry I liked a lot, especially with basketball. And I was really disappointed and really disappointed that Mizzou left for the SEC. You don't read my comments anyways. Well, sometimes you don't make sense in your comments. I know sometimes I don't make sense in my comments as well on your streams. So now we know how each other's comments work here. Anywho, so yeah, trying to figure out storage for my hats because I'm sure once I empty out all my hockey and basketball hats in this one bin here I have, I will put, because in here there's about 10 hats, and I'll be putting away about 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these baseball 5950 hats. And I mean, I could fit a few of the Cubs hats into here as well as into my Chicago off-season sports bin there in the bottom there. But what's your favorite? I kind of want to keep all the Cubs hats all together because I want to, excuse me, when it comes to time for spring, make a whole video, as if, I'm like John Wick, hammering the ground and finding like the buried guns and gold and, like it's time for Cub season again and, breaking out the big box in the ground of all the Cubs hats. So I kind of want to keep all the Cubs hats together. Favorite Negro League team? I have wanted to get a Kansas City Monarchs hat because of Jackie Robinson, because I have one of the Brooklyn Dodgers hats. And I wanted to get one of the Kansas City hats for quite a while. After I watched the movie 42 a few years ago, I wanted to get Kansas City Monarchs hat and a Montreal Royals, and then I already now have the Brooklyn Dodgers hat. I also want to get the Chicago one, which would be, I think it's the Giants hat. I'd also be interested in the Atlanta Crackers hat. That would be a pretty cool one to have. So, very good question. Very good question, J38. I'm always like kind of like conflicted. Like I do want to get like a I want to get one without the New Era flag on the side because like that's not what Jackie wore. Chicago American Giants. Thank you. So I would want to get something Chicago based. So Indy Clowns I want. Okay, nice. So there's also like different variations of the Monarchs hat where it's like one of them is it's white with the red seams on the panels going down the side and a red brim. Banks play for the Monarchs. Good. Just another reason to get a Monarchs hat. And then red lettering on the front. And then there's another one where it's like all navy and white lettering. So we'll see. Good movie. It was a fantastic movie. I watched it we did movie night for History Club when I was at Concordia, and there was gonna be like trivia night after the movie, and the winner was gonna get a free Brooklyn Dodgers hat. And only 2 people showed up, so kind of sucked for the event because we also had a lot of food. But really appreciate that movie, and I've been watching it. And we did it in April for Jackie Robinson Day. Navy and gold lettering. Okay. So yeah, that'd be a cool thing to do. So yeah, tonight the Cubs play and could possibly be eliminated, which of course is unfortunate. Yeah, we'll put this one on. So unfortunately, the Cubs could be out of the postseason by tomorrow morning. So it's been really hard this season with the Cubs, of course. Like I haven't flown the W in 7 days plus. I don't know if I can survive anymore like this. So it's gonna be tough. And I'm like the very optimistic Cubs fan. Where it's like, guys, our elimination number is 1, but we theoretically still have a chance to make it to the postseason. We just need the Brewers to lose every single game now. Mathematically, we're still in this, but in reality, it's like, really. Evansville, I've looked at them before. So yeah, Cubs could lose tonight, be out of the playoffs. So that'll be really hard, and there's gonna be changes coming about. So I think we'll do a video for that another time when I have a better perspective, like looking back at the whole season, with better clarity. One video that I'm trying to work on, I'm doing some research for, is for it's a 100th year anniversary this October for a certain Chicago team. 100 years ago, the certain Chicago team had had a good postseason run and fell short in they lost in 8 games. So we will Madden to Padres. To be honest, and I really want to see Madden get a 1-year contract extension just for 1 year, and then see how it goes. And then after that, then let him go or so. You better put on a Reds hat. Put 2 on for me just in case. I don't have any Reds hats. The only like Reds or I mean, does this count as a Reds hat? I mean, it is red, but I don't know if it counts as a red hat. Bingo, J38. We're gonna be talking about I'm gonna be making a video on the 1919 Black Sox scandal. So that'll be coming out sometime in early October. And to be honest, I'm really committing to it this time. But that's gonna be my last video for a while. I'm gonna go on a I need to look up that the reason why the Bears and Red logo is the same. So that Black Sox scandal video is going to be my last like high production video for a while, because the laptop I'm on right now is garbage. It only works when it's plugged in, so it's not a really laptop, and it's running slow because of that problem. And so I need to send my laptop in, this piece of crap, send it in to get it fixed. So I tried to do it at the beginning of September. Now it's at the end of September. So mid-October, I will be sending this laptop in to get fixed, because I could be, pumping out more videos, but for you guys, but I'm just held back with how bad my technology is working for me. Red stockings, yes, especially in the 1950s, you couldn't be called the Reds. Yeah, I need to send this laptop in, so I won't be doing any like high production value videos for a while. Channel's not going away. I'll still be on Instagram, but I might make a swap video here and there just to keep you guys updated. But my big production videos I'm not going to do for a while after a few weeks into October. So to get this fixed. So want to make that announcement. I'll do another video for it because I got lost in this video, I'm sure. So you guys heard it here first that I will be going into a quasi-temporary suspended hiatus for a bit. So that is going to be that. And it'll be a fun video to do for the Black Sox scandal. So, and I'll probably do a premiere video for it. So if anyone has anything else left to say, then I'm going to start to shut down the video here. Major League Hats, are you still here? Did you have anything left to say? I'll read your comments this time. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. But if anyone else has no more to say, Major League Hats is here. Fantastic. Any last remarks before we end the video here? To my one of my top pupils here. Oh, that's good. Cubs suck. Delete. I'm kidding. So yeah. So in a few later on tonight, I will be putting up on Instagram which new Concordia hat I want to get at my bookstore. So you'll see what they're gonna look like. And 2 of them are stretch fitted, and then 4 of them are dad hats. So just you know, trying to get something new, and I'll be there for a little bit to see the concert. So I want to get a new Concordia hat because that one is pretty sweaty. I'm gonna be trying to make a do they have fitted? No, they have Under Armour stretch fitted hats, and that's really as high profile as we get. That's like the biggest hat company we got going for us. So otherwise, we have Legacy as our hat provider for the other hats, and I love my Concordia hat. I just don't like how it feels. It sits high on my head. It's a little bit too high. It should like come like a little bit down, but it doesn't. It's okay, whatever. So, what is their mascot? It is a cougar. That is the old logo, and it kind of might remind you of the Washington State University logo, but it's a little bit different. But they did get a new logo a few last school year, so it looks a little bit better. It's a little bit more cartoonish instead of kind of like a flat logo with just shapes. There's a little bit more details to the new logo, which is fine, but you'll see in the pictures when I post them up. And then there's another hat that I'm going to be working on. Originally, I wanted to get a blank greenish hat, but I think the beige hat I have now I'm going to use just because of costs and shipping, and it'll be easier to use a blank hat I already have for a special hat. Any Loyola hats? I had wanted to get a Final Four Loyola hat for quite some time because of going to the Final Four, but I just didn't get it. Actually, I wanted to get a Loyola hat when they were making their Final Four run, but I had a Virginia hat. They lost in the first round as the number 1 seed. The first 1 seed to lose to a 16 seed. Like, okay, so I had I was wearing my Michigan State hat for the second round, and they lost. And kind of picked up on the pattern. My fan was like, no, don't get a Loyola hat. You're going to jinx them. So, like, okay, so I didn't get a Loyola hat. So, also, they're Catholic, and Concordia's Lutheran. Big rivalries in the whole church world. So I don't know if that's kosher. I mean, I get a bit of a pass with the DePaul hat. I mean, they're Catholic, but my uncle went there for college, so we'll see how we'll see if I'm permitted by the church to get a Loyola hat. So yeah. So any last words this time around? Otherwise, I'll be shutting it down. Finally, just like a Reds fan in Florida says here. And yeah, I'm at 95 subscribers. Notre Dame tempted to for Rudy, but I don't know. There's not high on my list. Major League Hats, thank you for joining today, and thank you for bearing through my shit show of technology failure at the beginning of the session here. So thank you to everyone, and yeah, I'm still working on getting to 100 subs. So hopefully we can do that before I go on my hiatus. So that'll be nice. Just 5 away. So want to get some organic subscribers going here. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hats off to you as always. Billy, we didn't ring the bell at first, so I guess ring ring. Now we're in session. Now I'm going to dismiss class. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Go Cubs, go. We're going to fly the W tonight.